Okay, welcome everyone to the Pro Trader Room Plus U.S. retail sales. My name is Lee Goldstein, the trading director for 10-minute trades. Please remember, all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. Okie dokie. All right. Good morning, everyone. Let me know that you can hear me, please. Hey, Nitin, good morning again. So we started very early this morning. I've told you before,
Secured overnight financing rate
if we are in the
3.64%
trade
July
room at
15 versus
5:30 in the morning,
3.63% July
you're
14.
making a big mistake by not joining us. It's just the way it is. Now, I will always be transparent and give you a heads up. All you have to do is ask and let you know if it's unequivocally worth coming to the trade room for. There are times we'll get up early and it'll be a medium quality earnings trade. But, when it's a family money trade in the email and on the schedule, and you don't come, then you really only have yourself to blame that you didn't make money. And we say over and over and over, trade the best of the best, trade the best of the best. That's the way to make money. So, we can only offer advice. We can't make you take it. All right. That's my minor little rant about traders not coming to the early morning trade room. Also, it's not a bad idea to watch or try if you're awake at 2 in the morning and we have TSM on the schedule. It's not on the schedule because it doesn't move. It's on the schedule because it probably has a good opportunity. So TSM has been a good earnings trade at 2 in the morning, and people that get up or people that are up and trade it have an opportunity to make money on Taiwan Semiconductor. It's a good earnings trade. So just a heads up, it's very important to understand how to take a trade if you're not in the trade room, right? TSM. Oh, so TSM, um, I posted in yesterday's trade room, Nitin. It was a range trade. It was a 30-second range trade with roughly plus 16, minus 16 ticks above and below the bracket. NQ. NQ trade. So if it was 2 in the morning, you would have started the range at 159.30 and ended it at 159.58. 16 ticks above the range, 16 ticks below. And you could do a breakout that time of the morning. You could probably do a 20, 25 tick bracket, but I would test it before I would say yes on that. I would just test a couple of them. But probably that time in the morning, a breakout trade is going to work fine also. All right, let's talk about retail. Retail, you know, we've had 3 reports this week that are troublesome. CPI, which happened to be a breakout for all, and that happens. Sometimes you get a breakout for all, and it's nothing we can do about it. It means that the trade, the event works, even though it has a very mediocre history of working. So retail is another one of those reports that has not been trading well. It has not been trading well for a while. You look at the gold trap. You could trade a trap trade on this, but if you look at the spike sheet, the risk is high. 21 ticks of movement last month, 20 ticks of movement in May, 180 ticks in April, 240 in March. How can you set up a trap trade when over the past 5 months you've had 240, 72, 180, and 20 as your spikes? You can't set up a trap trade that offers you any possible reliability in the setup. You could set up a trade. You could set up a trade, but is it going to be reliable? It's a high risk. It's a high risk. So that's why we don't have the trap trade on the DMM. If you look at MNQ, MNQ, you've got nothing. There's just nothing to hold on to. There's nothing, hardly any, it's at best
The 10-minute time
40%.
now at 8:15 a.m.
At
Eastern
best
Time. Look at the Canadian
40%.
housing starts annualized.
It's just not
Forecast
a stable
255k.
winner
Current price
on
261
MNQ.
spot 4k.
And then if you look at the ES, also, take a look at the ES. No move, no move, no move. You had a couple of months, you had 3 or 4 months where maybe you had a trap trade. All right. December, it traded with the jobs report, so that doesn't count. You don't calculate that. And it has been a possible trap trade on the ES. But on these big reports, there's a risk that the market will move strongly in one direction and below the trap. The gold trap that we have is large tiers. All right, large tiers. We've got two alternative breakouts. Oh, look, I spelled breakout wrong. My mistake. I uploaded the wrong file because I corrected that spelling. Um, None of these are great. If we get a breakout for all, then you might get a viable retail trade. Okay? The risk is the report has been poor, and in the way that it's been working, it has not been trading well for quite a long time. And it's risky because there's not a stable setup over time that has been working reliably. So that's the problem. That's the problem. I'm going to trade it in a prop account because I left maybe $2,000 on the table by not trading CPI. I'm not going to do that again. I'd rather damage a prop account than leave all the money on the table. Yesterday, I damaged my prop account with PPI on the ES and made a lot of the money back trading it during the day. In fact, trying to think which account that was. I believe it was, regardless, we got back at least 3/4 of the money yesterday. So that was a good thing. 3/4 of the money we got back. But the reality of retail is retail is difficult. No stable setup month after month after month. So I'd probably stay away from the gold trap trade and I would lean more towards an RTY. You get a breakout for all, the RTY will give us a good breakout, or the MNQ for the lowest risk because the MNQ is only 50 cents a tick in terms of risk. RTY is $5 a tick. All right. I'll trade the RTY. I'll trade the breakout. So let's start We had a fantastic United Health trade this morning. Every single person who traded it made money. The 1250. What's the 1250 PT trade? Nitin, what the heck is that? 1250. Oh, 350. The end of the day trade. End of the day trade. I forgot. You're in 3 hours early. Yep, I like the end of the day trade. I trade it 2 or 3 times a week. If I'm around, if I'm paying attention, I'll trade the end of the day trade. Yesterday, I only got target one. Oh, you know what, Nitin? I missed 50, which looked like a great move. And then I got target one at 55. So I think I made about 100 and a quarter at 55.
So in 5 minutes time now at 8:15 a.m. Eastern time, we get the
But the end
Canadian
of the
housing
day,
starts annualized. This data is
I
complete.
like taking that
Forecast
trade if I'm around.
255k on the prior 261 spot
All right,
40k.
so RTY, we're going to put a reverse continue on the RTY chart. And we'll go for a 35 target and a 35 stop. Now, I may have to get up. I've got people coming this morning, 2 different people. So I may not disappear, but I might have to get up and do some talking to some people that come here during the room. You know, we spend a lot of hours in the room, and sometimes I just have things I have to do. Um, so I do my best to schedule it when it's not at the exact moment of a trade, but I can't control when people get here. My daughter is coming over, and I have somebody doing some work in one of our offices, so I have to just tell them what to do. All right, so we have a reverse continue, a couple of contracts, 35 target, 35 stop, and we'll trade the RTY, label it RTY reverse continue, and I'll trade the RTY. These will not be funded trades, these are eval trades only, just because of the way retail's been behaving. Then I'll put on a magnet on the RTY. Enabled is off, so I don't see the orders for high of day, low of day initially. One contract position, -3 on the standard target, 35 on the stop. I'll label it RTY magnet. Same account as my regular reverse continue. Apply it. And then we'll put our breakout on. Our breakout is off the DMM. We're going to trigger at 829.58. 829.58. Our bracket is 15. Position 1 is 15. Target 1, 15. Target 2 is 30. The stop is 35. And if it hits the first target, we'll target 1 stop move. We'll move the stop to break even BE. I'll put the time on 0, the first 2 numbers on the time, because we will test the bracket on SIM. Label it RTY breakout. RTYBRK is a good way to type that. We'll apply it and OK it. We'll put the chart trader on SIM. And we will turn on the breakout.
Order submitted.
And that's a perfect bracket to trade. What do I mean? It's not all scrunched up like that. You can't trade like that. It's not like that. Okay? It's perfect. Management. I'm just looking for trade management when I
Order
test
canceled.
the brackets by putting the time to 0. Then I go back and put the time back, highlight the breakout, 829.58. 829.58. Put the charts on the account I'm trading. Make sure the trade is labeled.
1 minute remaining for the Canadian
All right.
housing starts.
Make sure the trade is labeled. apply and OK it, chart trader back to the account I'm trading on, and I'm ready to go. Ready to go with my RTY setup. All right, RTY setup is ready. If someone can figure out why our clock doesn't stay on top of the charts, I have not tried figuring it out with AI. There's got to be a reason. There is no way to tell the clock to stay up front only. It is what it is. All right. Turn on the breakout first. Magnet second, reverse continue third. That's the order I normally put my trades on. The important trade first, magnet second, reverse continue third. That helps the buttons to be
239k.
working as good as
239k.
possible. All right. MNQ. And you could trade NQ if you have higher risk tolerance. 926 is the instrument. So our MNQ setup, we'll put a reverse continue on the chart like we always do. And we'll do a target of 100 with a 100 tick stop. It's only 50 cents a tick. It's not very big risk. We'll label it MNQ, reverse continue. And we will trade it in our other eval. I just want to remind everybody we have a webinar with Traders Corner today. Especially folks on the internet. Come and join us at the webinar. Sign up and you'll get the video. So if you can't make it, sign up, you'll get the video. All right. MNQ reverse continue is labeled. OK, applied. And now we will add our magnet. Since I clicked breakout, I'll do the breakout first. 829.58 on the trigger. 829.58 on the trigger. The bracket is 40. You know, how many contracts do you want to trade is totally up to you. Target 1 is 25. Target 2 is 65. Very conservative on the targets. Stop of 150. Target 1 stop move goes to break even. A 150 tick stop is $75 per contract. It's not very big, and it might help you survive a whipsaw. All right. So 829.58, we will check the brackets by putting the time to 00. Label the trade, MNQ, breakout. Leave it on sim for the moment. Apply it and OK it. Put the chart on sim, spread your chart so you can see the bracket.
Order submitted.
And there's our nice bracket. Very manageable trade for US retail news.
Order canceled.
All right. So now I'll go back, right click the strategies, highlight the breakout, put the time back to 829.58, 40 on the bracket, 25 and 65 on our targets, 150 on the stop. Target 1 stop move is break even. We're labeled MNQ breakout, and we'll put it on the account we're trading on. Apply it, and I am going to put a magnet, MNQ magnet, on the chart as well. Default target of -3, stop of 100. Label it MNQ magnet. You don't have to get rid of the extra text like I do. Choose the correct account to trade, apply it, OK it, put the chart trader on the account you're trading, and we should be set for retail. If you're going to take the breakouts, we are set for retail. I'm also going to look at gold. Don't forget to turn on your trades though. MNQ breakout, MNQ magnet, MNQ reverse continue. I want to watch gold to see what kind of response we get out of gold on this report. So I'll change my RTY. I'll make it micro gold. MGC 0826. I will put a micro gold reverse continue on the chart with a target of 50 and a stop of 50. I will label
10 minutes
it
time now at the bottom of the hour. We see the release of the US retail sales
MGC
data for the month of June.
reverse continue.
Retail sales month over month forecast
And I will
0.2%
put
from
that
0.9 with a range of 2.5
on a
to
funded account.
-0.4% expected.
I'm not really
Gold retail
planning on
sales
trading
forecast
gold. I'm not going to be able
-0.1%
to
from
pay
the prior
attention.
0.8%
I'll
with a
also
range of
put a magnet
2.4 to
on gold,
-0.8% expected.
micro
We
gold.
also get the weekly jobless claims numbers for the US.
We'll
Initial
put high
data
of day,
forecast
low
of
of day.
217K on the prior 215, with a range of 225 to
-3
264K
default
expected.
target, 50 on the
Continued
stop.
claims forecast 1.818 million on the prior
We'll go down and we
1.814
will
million,
label
with
it
a range of 1.85 to
MGC
1.88 million
magnet.
expected. We also get the US Philly Fed Business Index forecast of
Philly Fed
0.5
is
on the
also
Dow
in this
Jones
report.
Industrial and US
It's
Treasury
usually a
yields for the day
positive report more
0.8
often
to
than not.
0.88%.
There's a lot of building and positive construction going on in the Philadelphia area. It seems to be a pretty healthy construction city. So watching gold, all right, we'll turn on the magnet, reverse continue. Whoa, something's going on with Iran would be my guess. Something's going on with Iran. I'm not seeing anything yet. Not seeing anything yet. Not hearing anything yet. So I may not trade this report. It's going to depend on what's going on. I'm sure that we're going to see momentarily some sort of response to this. Something's causing this. I would think. Now my charts are spread wide. All right. Charts are spread wide. Still, it's 146 ticks on the MNQ. On gold, we had the gold open, which was not dramatic, but then it dropped down. Then it dropped down. The gold open trade candle was small. And then if you see the second candle after the gold open, it was 55 ticks. 55 ticks. I'm not seeing any news. It might just be market volatility. There's comments being made by Iran. They're asking the Houthis to close the Red Sea channel if we bomb their bridges and infrastructure. So it's the same old rhetoric on both sides. A lot of rhetoric on both sides. I'd be surprised. Never mind what I was going to say. So we're watching. I think I'll trade I'll trade the retail at the moment. Let's see what these markets, if there's any news that comes through. It looks like we're getting a real push down on the MNQ and the RTY over the past 4 minutes. I think something's going on and it hasn't been announced yet. It's too much of a move. $237 ticks, 4 minutes. Still dropping.
5 minutes time now at the bottom of the hour. We get the US retail sales data.
I would
for the
have
month of
taken a
June.
short.
Month over month.
I would have taken a
4%
short
and the prior 0.9% with a range of 2.5 to minus
if there
0.6%
wasn't news.
expected.
If
For
there
month over
wasn't
month,
news.
forecast
So
minus
I'm not
0.1% and
jumping
prior
into
2.6%
any trades
with a range of
prior to
2.4
the
to minus
retail news.
0.8% expected. We also get the US weekly jobless claims numbers. Initial claims forecast 217.
There's actually 3 reports
with a range of
that come out. You
225
get
to 240
retail,
expected.
you get
Continued claims forecast 1.82 million.
Philly Fed.
Prior 1.814 million with a range
Let's
of
get our news
1.85
open.
to 1.8 million expected.
Retail,
We also
Philly
get the
Fed.
US Philly Fed Business Index for the month of July, forecast at 12.5 on the prior 10.3.
Gold looks like it wants to test the low on this account. I'm not, like I said, I'm not taking trades before the news. Doesn't mean you can't, but I'm not. So I'll be watching the news off to the side, everybody. All right. I'll watch the news off to the side because I can't fit it on my charts. It'll be in the way. All right. So we just wanted to watch gold. That's what we were doing. We have a breakout for the MNQ. We have the breakout for the RTY. Market has calmed down a bit before the news. Now, if there's no response, I'll cancel. We've had quite a few reports with no response on retail sales. I think we'll get a response because we also have unemployment claims today. But that's not unusual because retail often trades with unemployment claims. So there's a lot of risk this morning. That's the reality. There's a lot of risk. You know, I would probably be watching in a cash account, especially if you made your money with us this morning on earnings. The nice thing about earnings is so often the market just responds to the earnings that we're trading. And then it goes back to doing whatever it's doing. But if you have a 6 o'clock in the morning earnings, the market's usually not all that volatile. So you're just trading the earnings. I love morning earnings for that reason. There's not a lot of volatility. I call it volatility competition, right? Volatility competition. I literally just made that up. Volatility competition. Chantal, good morning. So, looking at retail, markets have calmed down. All right. They've calmed down. Something, I think there was some news that just didn't really get reported, or maybe it's just the market not liking the war is still going.
1 minute remaining.
Notice
Legally closed
gold
retail sales month over
did
month.
not Follow through. You didn't have to take that trade. That was a pretty big potential profit. It was over $4 away on the entry. That was a riskier entry than if you moved your magnet a little bit closer to the low. Magnet entries are discretionary, and you should use market structure. The entry here really should be below that wick, if you're going to go for that short. Make it break the previous low, right? Make it break the previous low.
10 seconds.
All right, here we go. Watching the RTY first because that's a little bit higher risk.
Order
0.2%,
submitted.
0.2%,
Order
0.2%
failed.
as expected. Core retail sales month over month minus 0.2%, minus 0.2%. Lower than forecast minus 0.1%.
My RTY charts
failed.
208K,
were
208K,
frozen.
lower than forecast,
Bad data, it
217K.
looked like.
Continued claims
And just a
1.805 million,
fill at the
1.805
top of the
million,
candle.
which is lower than
Top of the
forecast,
candle fill.
1.875 million. Fully
Not
tested,
unexpected.
41 spot
Retail
4,
has been
41
a
spot 4,
miserable
forecast
trade
12 spot
to
5.
trade. So now we're back like we were yesterday. Reports that we recommended being extremely careful on because of their behavior. Hang on.
Noting some prior revisions to the weekly jobless claims. Initial claims revised up to 216K.
So jobless claims are revised up.
Continued claims revised up to 1.821
Retail
million
sales
from
much
1.814
worse than
million.
expected, it
Retail
looks
sales
like.
revised up to 1% from
Philly Fed
0.9%.
through the
Core retail
roof.
sales revised up to 1% as
Positive
well,
news
but
through the roof.
0.8%.
Jobless claims don't look that bad. They revised them up, but they're still lower than expected, it appears. But retail sales, I'm seeing month over month as expected. Core worse than expected by 0.1.
S&P 500 futures little changed following the June
So
readings
I don't
and
think the
the jobless
markets
claims report.
are going to crash on this news. I don't think the markets are going to go up on this news. I might
Order submitted.
take a short on the RTY to see if we can get a test of the low. I'll take a test of the low attempt on the RTY on that news. And how long will I stay in it? Just a few minutes because we want to transition over to the open. We can transition over to the open. We can turn off our gold magnet. I'm not taking a gold magnet at the moment. All right? Not taking a gold trade at the moment. MNQ, if you notice, we made $3.50. It hit the first target and reversed. Hit the first target and reversed. All right? Gold on retail news looks like it went down and up, down and up.
To get ready to close the Red Sea gateway.
So I think the market is responding to the Iran telling the Houthis to get ready to close the Red Sea shipping lanes, depending on what we attack. Turning off our gold chart, because that's going to become an RTY chart for the market open. Now, it is a little bit early. We could leave gold on for a few more minutes. We are a little bit early. Or we could put it on oil. Normally, we use this chart for oil. Normally, we use this chart for oil. Now, if these markets just keep going up, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know. Just going over the news, retail sales, June month over month as expected. Core worse than expected. Philly Fed absolutely through the roof. Initial jobless claims a little bit better than expected. Retail continuing jobless claims a little better than expected. Just looking to see year over year, retail is down. So consumers are holding in, is what they're saying. Now, are they just putting necessities on their credit cards, like gas and food? Those are things that you might not know by the retail numbers. You just might not know that. Um,
Thank
you
you,
might
advisor.
not
Your
know
final
that
point
they're
is,
buying
consumers continue
necessities
to spend.
with their credit cards. So it can be deceptive. Now, I think I want to get out of this RTY trade because I believe I'm on the wrong side of this trade. I'm only going to give it another minute or two. I'm shrinking my stop. I thought we would possibly get a test of the low, but we're not seeing movement in that direction. So I am shrinking the stop for an early exit on that trade. So I'm on the wrong side of that trade. So I'll take my lumps and get out if it goes up a little higher. I don't anticipate we're going to get to the low at this point. Now you never know what the market's going to do, but right now momentum volume is very, very low. Very, very low volume. Our middle chart normally would now be the YM. So let's start transitioning to the market open. We'll start the transition to the market open. MNQ, we're going to turn this chart into a YM. YM 0926. YM is in between most levels right now, highs and lows. We'll change our MNQ magnet to a YM magnet. Our breakout will be removed. We don't have a YM breakout on the open. Our MNQ magnet will become a YM magnet. One position, -3 target. Position 2 will go 10 ticks above and below the magnet we target. And we'll do our normal 40 tick stop. Now, if the RTY starts to sell off, let's try and trail this. See if we can grab some of this. Now it looks like we might be getting that test of the low. So let's at least put our target. Oh, I don't want to get stopped. So I'm trying to stay a little bit away from the current price. Let's see if we get a test of that low now.
Order filled.
All right, so we made about $30 back. Let's see if it's chopping. It's still got upward momentum. It's still got pretty low volume. Still got pretty low volume. All right. Back to our middle chart, the YM. So we were converting our YM magnet from the MNQ. 10 tick second target. The stop is 40. Everything else is default. We're going to label it YM magnet. And I will trade my YMs currently in the account I'm in, 55. So our YM magnet is set. Apply it. We're going to adjust our reverse continue for the YM. We'll do a 40 tick target and a 40 tick stop. Same account. We'll relabel it YM reverse continue. And we'll make sure we're in the same account. So let's check our YMs. YM 55 reverse continue. So we'll put on our magnet, put on our reverse continue. YM looks like it may want to test the low also. Now we missed the signal. So going in here is a chase, right? It's definitely a little bit of risk. It's definitely a little bit of risk. Is the YM going to test the low? There's no volume. There's no volume. So I think maybe we'll wait. If you put on your high of day, low of day for your entry for a test of the short, the low is 20. Our target is 35. Our target would be 35. So let's actually treat it as a real magnet. I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if we get to the high today. There's too much negative news. I just think there's too much negative news. Now, gold did a nice test of that low. Gold did do a nice test of that low.
10-year gilt yield rises 6 basis points to around 5% as oil gains.
And I have to say, knowing what I know about gold, I clearly should have taken that trade because gold does those beautiful tests more than any other instrument. It really, really does a great job of testing lows. Putting the RTY on that chart, we'll get ready for the open. 0926. Put a reverse continue on the chart. Actually, we had one, so let's just adjust it. 35 target, 35 stop. Wow, I opened my door and I can smell the air is really polluted. I might have to shut the door. Label it RTY, reverse continue. RTY, reverse continue. RTY is a funded account in the mornings. And we do have a magnet. I like looking at the magnet, just one position, a 35 stop. Really usually just look at signals on the RTY magnet. RTY magnet. Just choosing the correct account. And then we have our RTY range trade. I'll load the template for the range. Our morning RTY range trade. We start the range at 9:25. So the range start time. Make sure your trade is labeled RTY range. You choose the account for it. And then your range start time is 9:25:00. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. This is the same test as the Same trade as the YM range, YM opening range, same trade. Also been behaving very well. You could do this exact trade for the YM. Start the range at 925.00, 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range, show the range graphics on chart, end the range at 930.00. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 10, target 2 is 20. The stop is 35. Target 1 stop move is BE, break even. Yesterday we did 15 and 30 on our targets and got hit on both. So our RTY is ready for the open. So you can turn on the range, the magnet, and the reverse continue. And you can watch. Right now we're just watching RTY. We had an RTY chart on the left. We're going to convert that right away to crude. That's going to become an oil chart right now. So we don't need the breakout. CL is still 8, but we're getting very close to rollover on crude. Very close to rollover on crude. All right. Watching oil just made a new high. We did not set the magnet up yet. Converting the oil magnet from RTY, I'm sure there was just a signal. 35 stop. Change it to a CL magnet. It's a little bit late now to take the signal, unfortunately. But when I turn on this magnet, perfect signal. It's way too late to jump into it. And then we have a reverse continue. We'll convert the RTY reverse continue into a crude reverse continue. And you can do a 35 target, 30 on the stop, and then label it CL reverse continue.
Axios reports that Truth Social is to license its data to financial services.
So we've got the
The Trade
oil
Media and Technology Group
is on a
launching
certain
a back-end
account.
interface which will allow financial
Our
services providers
YM
access to
is on a
first-party
certain account,
historical data for a fee.
and our RTYs are on a certain account. Everything is agreeable. What a shame that we missed that signal. I might have taken it. Honest. I love high of day short signals, especially on crude, um, which doesn't make it can go new high, new high, new high, new high, like many markets do, but it also could do what it just did, make a new high, pull back, make a new high, pull back. Unfortunately, we just weren't working on that chart at the time, and we missed out on 30 possible ticks. Now the chart spread pretty wide, so it looks a lot bigger. You know, when you shrink your chart to a little bit more normal, it looks a little bit more controlled, right? We do have filtering, which is something I'll talk about on the webinar. the new version of the software, which I think I'm going to release over the weekend. Good morning, Mad Ricky. Going to release over the weekend. You have filtering on the control panel for the signals. And we rewrote something very important so that it doesn't delay the software. It redraws all of the previous candles if you change your filtering, so you can go back in time and see the difference in how your filtering would have been. I wanted to do that rather than leave the filtering what it was on previously. What if you forget what the filtering was previously? You'd look at signals, you wouldn't know what the filtering really was. Filtering just means trying to get your best signals. So right now, we're watching the YM. I think we're going to get a new low or a VWAP, right? What do we say? Just take the YM VWAP every morning if you're going to take a YM magnet. If you want to trade the YM range trade, here's the YM range trade. Let me load it up. Let me show you this trade. So we created a range, YM open. We are on the correct template. Sorry, I'm reading a message that our stream was disconnected for some reason. Today's date's the 16th. And our range is 925.00. We start the range. Make sure your trade type at the top is range trade. Trade type at the top, range trade. End the range 930.00. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 10, target 2 is 20. Stop is 25. Target 1 stop move is break even. That's our YM range trade. Label it YM range, whatever you want to call it, just label it. Choose the account you're going to trade it on. Now, if I'm going to trade the YM range, I'm not going to trade magnets. So right now I'm looking at the magnets. All right, so watching oil to see if there's any opportunity. I think we missed our oil opportunities, honestly. Are you going to get 3 times high and then another sell-off? That's a tough probability, right? That's a tough probability. I think it's more probable if it tests the high again, it might break the high. If it doesn't, if you get a signal, if it does get to the high again and gives a signal, I would probably give it a shot. I'd give it a shot. You've had 2 failures. It might be that it's not going to get there, and this is the place to take the short. However, I don't see that as being a great trade at the moment. Oil is bullish. On a 15-minute chart, oil's pretty bullish. Overnight, though, it was bearish. It became bullish early this morning, probably because of Iran. You know, that's the big issue. What's going on with Iran? That's the big issue. You'd think the war would be affecting oil a lot more than it is. That's for sure. So right now we're in a watch mode. We're in a watch mode. Retail was another mediocre retail trade, not a good trade to take. We did not have high hopes for retail because of its behavior. Traded only in evals, all right? Only in evals. And if you think about it, we had 3 reports this week that I did not want to trade at the time of the news. CPI, right? Which turned out to be a breakout for all, and we left a ton of money on the table. So now that fills you with a fear of missing out. PPI really shouldn't have been traded. It should have just been wait till the news. And the same is true of retail. I told Chantal when we did our testing this week, the testing is so lousy on retail, PPI, and CPI, I don't want to trade at the time of the news. And I broke my rule on retail and PPI, and I lost money on both. So going forward, I have to have more strength in what I know is right, less fear and worry about missing out. Oil opens at 9. Oil opens at 9. I do not have a sense at all about what oil's going to do. You can decide you want to trade the oil magnet if you get another signal at the high. Most probably we'll just watch the oil open and move our chart over to our MNQ open and just do our normal market opens. All right? That's what I'm pretty much thinking of doing. We do have on the MNQ, just to give everybody a heads up, 925 pre-open, 930 open. We have 2 setups on the MNQ. RTY, we're already set up. We're really just watching RTY. Oil getting on the way back up. I think a third sell-off from the high adds some risk because, a lot of times people will say, oh, it made 2 tests and it failed. It's going down. But now it's going back up to test again. I think the possibilities of it bursting through, they exist. So it feels like extra risk taking a short, especially when oil is bullish from war news. But I think it can go either way. On the open, Lord knows I have no idea what it's going to do exactly at 9. I'm not trading gold this morning. No trap trade on gold. No gold breakout at 9 o'clock. Maybe we'll start concentrating on a 9 o'clock gold trade instead of oil because we don't trade oil enough at 9 o'clock. Or we'll simplify our setup and set up a little bit later, and at 9 o'clock do gold and oil, just those two, till about 9:10, and then we'll set up the MNQ. So there's a couple of ways we could go. Here comes the open on oil. So there's the open, and it decides to, let's see, right now, a little bit of chop, little bit of chop. This is why we don't really jump into the oil open at 9 o'clock exactly. This is the kind of behavior we see. We see a fair amount of chop in oil on the market open. Now it's moving up a bit. So now it is eventually going to generate another short signal. Volume is a little bit higher. It's still not monstrous volume. So now I'm keeping an eye. How far above the high did it go? Created a new high only by about 4 or 5 ticks. We're going to get a short when the momentum changes. When the momentum changes, if it breaks the high, that might tell you you're on the wrong side of the short. Do you want to take a short with oil up $1? You're certainly adding risk because right now the momentum is up. I'm not taking a short with momentum this strong right after the open. I'd rather wait, not take a trade. Looks like it's going to make another new high. Watching and waiting for someone to understand me. I hope it won't be very long. Moody Blues, I believe 1971. The song was called Watching and Waiting. I think the best song they ever wrote. Better than Nights in White Satin, better than Tuesday Afternoon. Sung by Justin Hayward, the last Moody Blue who's still alive. He's touring and he's great. He's really good. Touring with a small group. A really great guitar player. Mike, I can't remember his name. He's an amazing guitar player. So you could see why oil actually opened nicely up. The breakout might have worked this morning for the first time in a while. Oil breakout looked pretty good. I would not jump into a short on oil. You know, oil could easily go up $3 on this news, this war news. The war news is very bullish for oil. Close more waterways, that's bullish for oil. He'll do the hanging. Watching oil. Do I pay him? Okay. Watching oil. I'm going to watch oil for 1 minute. Do you dare take an oil short? I'm watching. It's an eval account. It is going to generate a signal in 20 seconds. We are going to get a signal. The stop would be about 20 ticks. The stop would be 20 ticks. There's the signal.
Order submitted.
I'm looking for 10 ticks. That's all I'm looking for, 10 ticks. If I get 10 ticks, I'm going to trail my stop. Now I'm going to expand my target and see what we can get out of this. That was a beautiful signal trade. Short signal, trying to trail. If price goes down, I'll keep trailing. If it goes against me, when it breaks the wick, I continue my trail. When it breaks the wick, I continue my trail a couple of ticks. Now I'm expanding more to the downside. We've got a fantastic move. Beautiful signal. Look, you gotta, if you don't take the shot, you don't get the trade. I love the signals. I love the signals. My feeling was, even though it was bullish, oil 3 times.
Order filled.
3 times a lady, right? 3 times. 2 times it did a perfect retrace at the high. So I figured, what do we got to lose? Take another one. Take another one. Beautiful, beautiful, perfect signal trade. Perfect signal trade. Perfect timing for my webinar. Think about what happened today. Perfect earnings trade. Perfect signal trade. That's my webinar today. I love to be able to show a real trade making money at a webinar. It helps to sell memberships. Okay, let's get cracking on our market open. We're watching the YM. Did anybody take the oil trade with me? Anybody take the oil trade with me? I'm going to create a new video. So I made about half back from retail. All right. And that's what you got to do. When you have a lousy trade, you just got to trade your setups. You got to trade the normal way that you trade, continue taking your normal trades when you have a loser. Don't stop trading. I'm a firm believer in do not stop trading just because you had a loser. Now, if you're trading cash, the rules are different. First of all, if I were trading cash, I wouldn't have traded the retail sales today. I wouldn't have traded it in cash. It's just that simple. So I wouldn't have a loss that I'm trying to build back from. But I would still consider that oil trade, that was a decent probability trade. It really was. So that's how I feel about it. Keep trading when you've had losses. Don't be afraid, because you will miss fantastic setups. If you get great setups, viable setups that you have faith in, and you don't take them, you'll be more frustrated for leaving them on the table. Welcome everyone to the Pro Trade Room Plus, Market Open, and Natural Gas. My name is Lee Goldstein, the Trading Director for 10 Minute Trades. Please remember, all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. Okay, so we're done with oil. We're going to turn off our oil. We're going to put the chart on MNQ. MNQ 0926. amazingly, well, the MNQ is pushing up since retail. We will convert our oil setups to MNQ setups. So we have an oil magnet, we'll turn it into an MNQ magnet. Couple of contracts, 100 on the stop. All right, that's my MNQ magnet. And I'm going to keep working on this account. Keep working on this account all morning to build it back up to profitable. Or I'm deciding if I want to trade funded or not. I think right now I'm going to work on this. Now we're going to label that magnet and apply it. So let's triple check my settings. We're good. Now I'm going to modify the reverse continue. We have a target of 100 also and a stop of 100. These are volatile markets. We're going to label it MNQ reverse continue. I am so hungry this morning. And then we're going to load our 2 breakout trades. 2 breakout. Nitin, do understand that because I'm not responding, I'm still listening. And I very much enjoy the updates. So please continue doing them. People want to know. Loading in the 925 MNQ pre-open setup. 925 pre-open setup. Anytime you want to let people know what setup you're using, feel free to share some of your setups if you want to. Looking for the pre-open MNQ setup. We call it pre. Labeling it. Today's date is the 16th. When you load a template name that you changed, when you load a template that you changed, it saves it. So we have our breakout. It saves it before it loads it. We're putting the first 2 numbers on 00. We're going to check our brackets. Our market pre-open is a 30 bracket, 25 target, 68 target, 75 on the stop. We need to update these targets. And probably we should update this trade. We've been trading it for a month easily. We need to look at it this week possibly. Break even on target 1 stop move BE, and our stop is 75, labeled pre-MNQ. Testing it in Sim. Put the chart trader on Sim. Spread the chart to make up for volatility.
Order submitted.
That's a perfect bracket.
Order canceled.
So I'm going to right click, go back to the strategy, go back to the breakout, put the time on 9/24/59. That's when we're triggering our orders. We already went over the setup, change the chart to the chart you're trading on the MNQ, apply it, and now I'm also going to load my 930 breakout. So that's called MNQ new open. So we'll find it, MNQ new open. Right click it, rename it today's date, load it, it saves it and loads it. And I'm just leaving it alone, but the setup is 9/29/59, 30 on the bracket, 20 and 100 on the targets, 125 on the stop, break even on the target 1 stop move. Sim to check the, I'm not checking the bracket. So changing the chart in case I don't have time. If we're in the 925 trade for a long period of time, I want to have my 930 trade ready to go. So all I have to do is turn it on. I will exit the 925 trade before 930 because that's our rule. It's not a long trade. So our MNQ setups, we have our pre-MNQ breakout, turning it on. We have our MNQ magnet trade, turning it on. And we have our MNQ reverse continue, turning it on. If you want to trade the YM range trade, turn it on at 925-ish, right? Turn it on around 925, the YM range trade. Let me check our YouTube stream and see if we're streaming. Something happened when it reset and we lost our webcam. Let's fix our webcam. So I have an AI webcam, but it's 3 years old. Can you imagine how much better the AI webcams are now? Watching the YM, I will let it test the high of the day for our YM market open trade. You know that if you target the VWAP on the YM open, that's going to be a winning trade. Probably should just target the VWAP, honestly. It's a little bit early, so we'll keep an eye. I'll try and keep an eye. RTY, we're waiting for our range trade. The markets look like they are pushing up a little bit. So what's for breakfast, everybody? What are you having, or what did you have for breakfast? What are you having, or what did you have for breakfast? Type it in. Inquiring minds. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know. What's for breakfast, people? Mad Ricky, what'd you have for breakfast? Alan, you had eggs. Over easy, scrambled? Give me some more than that. How'd you cook them? Over hard. So that's scrambled. Why is that not scrambled? That's almost scrambled, right? So I love over medium, over white toast. Over medium on white toast. That's one of my favorites. Otherwise, I like cheese whiz, one egg, scramble it, add a little bit of ham, microwave it 34 seconds, microwave it again, mix it, microwave it again 34 seconds. It creates like a perfect omelet shape in a little plastic thing that I microwave on it, and I put it on a brioche roll, and it's delicious. Corn checks with almond milk. Okay, that not sure that'll work for me, TJ, but okay, not bad. Corn checks, not very sugary. I need a little more sugar in the morning. Need me a little more sugar. I got you, Alan. Okay, so break the yolks but cook them solid. I'm starving, Ned. I'm absolutely starving. I controlled myself last night and did not have a sandwich like at 12 midnight. I just went to sleep. Come on, let's go. There's other people here. What'd you have for breakfast? Come on, people. Talk a little bit. React. Interact. Have some fun. Paul, empty stomach. Okay. Okay. That's where I'm at right now. I'm on an empty stomach, but I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I used to not eat eggs at all. I used to be on the McDougall diet, non-dairy, non-meat, non-everything except potatoes, vegetables, um, high potato, a lot of potatoes, no meat, no oil of any kind, no butter. Kashava I didn't have yet. Oh yeah, TJ, I drink too much coffee. Way too much coffee in the morning. Non-stop coffee. Dunkin', I hate to say I get Starbucks too. Dunkin' a lot. A lot of DoorDash coffee in the morning. Go Puff coffee. Kachava once a day, most maybe 3, 4 times a week. Go for Kachava. It's a really great protein shake. I can't believe you don't have Dunkin's. Well, but what I've been reading is Dunkin' Donuts, their eggs, not even eggs, don't even qualify as eggs. So I'm not no longer eating Dunkin' breakfast sandwiches anymore. Their sandwiches are not eggs, just like McDonald's, how their French fries are poison. They put horrible chemicals in their fries. If the reports are true, the food reports, I do believe that the major food companies are doing nothing but poisoning us. That's why we're all sick with cancer and diseases. The food companies, they put wood in Parmesan cheese to stop it from clumping. That's a known. They put cellulose in it. Um, Most of the food companies are poisoning us regularly. The chocolate companies poisoning us regularly. There's no proper regulation. There is no proper regulation of the food industry. They are causing most of our diseases. Most scientists truly believe it. If you leave like a loaf of bread in your car for 3 months, it won't even get moldy because there's so many chemicals in it to keep it looking fresh. If I were president, I would do good things for people. That's what I would do. Good things. First place I would start, food industry. I wouldn't fire people. I would hire more scientists. Figure out ways to make the food safer. There's no reason to poison everyone. It's outrageous. It's all about money. That's my latest rant. Food poisoning. Food poisoning. This cyclosporin outbreak. What I've been reading is Kennedy, the genius health commissioner, stopped tracking cyclosporin. Is that true? The report I read said he did. I don't know if it's 100% true. Wouldn't surprise me. You don't make budget cuts on health, you increase your funding on health. That's what people want. They don't want budget cuts on health and education. Sorry. It's not rocket science to run a good government, but it's the greed and corruption that prevents it from happening. 45 seconds. We're going to get a market. Our market orders are going to show up on our MNQ pre-open. RTY, the range trade, 925.00, start the range. End the range, 930.00. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. 35, 25 to 35 stop. Target 1 is 10. Target 2 is
Order
20.
submitted. Order filled.
All right, that hit both our targets instantly this morning on that trade. Both targets instant. All right, MNQ, so it's not a giant amount of money, but it was a perfect trade. I'm turning off the pre-MNQ, removing the breakout, and now I'm going to go to the 930 MNQ breakout, highlight it, put the time on 0. We're going to trigger at 9:29:59. 30 bracket, 20 on target 1, 100 on target 2, 125 on the stop, BE on the target 1 stop move. I'm going to put myself on sim, apply it, and I'm going to check the bracket because the time is 0. All right? Check the bracket. The time is 0.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
You got to be on sim to see it. I was not on
Order
sim.
submitted.
All right? A little bit
Order canceled.
small on the bracket for me. Now I'm going to go back, highlight the strategy, put the time on the correct time of the trade, 9:29:59. Put the chart on the chart I'm trading on, the account. Our MNQs are number 43. Apply it and OK it. Put the chart trader on that account. I noticed that my magnet was all scrunched up. Let's turn off our MNQ setups for a minute. I'll put my breakout on first, my magnet on second, my reverse continue on third. The RTY range, one more time, is the same as the YM range. Start the range at 9:25:00. End the range at 9:30:00. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Target 1 is 10. Target 2 is 20. Stop 25 to 35. If target 1 gets hit, move the stop to break even. We are going to stay here through natural gas. So we'll stay for the market open. I'll probably take 5 minutes before pending homes, or maybe right after. Pending homes is at 10. I don't trade it. It's not a very good home report. You have to decide, do you want to take the YM range trade instead of the magnets? I have it. There it is, generating the range. I could take the YM range. I just turn off my magnet automation if I'd rather take the YM range. I'm looking for a test of the high on the YM. I think it's going to get there. So I'm going to take that setup this morning. You know what I forgot to do? The YM magnet. When I trade that extra contract, highlight the YM magnet, target 1 stop move, BE, break even, and I'm going to increase my second target 20 ticks above the high and low. It's going to be the high
1
this
minute now
morning.
till we get the markets on open imbalance.
YM magnet,
South
if
China
it
Morning
goes,
Post reporting that
if
China's
it
leader
goes,
Xiao Xu is expected to head to the US next week.
it could go to the downside. It's possible. It could totally fill the gap. I don't expect that. I expect that we'll get a test of the high on the YM. YM turning back on for a 930 test to the high. Watching my RTY.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order filled.
Markets on
Order
open
filled.
bars. S&P 500 sell side 50 million. Nasdaq 100 sell side 90 million.
RTY
Dow 30 sell side 50 million.
trying to
Mag
get a
7
burst
sell
to the
side
high,
7 million.
trying to get some
Order
momentum,
filled.
expanding the target, expanding the trail, expanding the target big time, trailing, paying attention to the RTY because it matters more than any other trade. That's a funded trade.
Order filled.
Beautiful. Only 140. It should have been way more than that. Holy crow. Look at the MNQ. YM got stopped. Eval account doesn't, I mean, it matters, but it's an eval. It's an eval. Too small a stop. Our stop is too small on the darn YM. Did anybody do the YM range? I did not watch it, so I don't know if it worked. Now we're watching. Now I'm watching. All right? Now I'm watching. Put my magnets on for the NQ. If we go to the highs and lows, MNQ might be an interesting test of the VWAP. Might be an interesting VWAP. Look at the RTY. Lord in heaven, why did I only make as little as I made? I don't think I mismanaged it. I'd like to make my money back on the YM. We've only
ADRs fall as much as 6.8% at the market open here.
Order submitted.
taken a long on the MNQ. Stop below the previous candle for a VWAP test. Looking for a VWAP test. Maybe not that much because the markets are negative and I may get caught on this pullback. Again, it's an eval. Stop. What about a stop below the market structure? I think I'm going to get hit on it either way. Stop below the market structure. Give it a little room to pop up, to pop back up. The RTY. Great range. Great range. You know, I hate when any trade doesn't work, but very honestly, the YM magnets have been struggling for a couple of weeks. They have been struggling. I think the thing to do
Order submitted.
is to target the VWAP. I'm targeting the VWAP with a poor man's magnet, a poor man's scalp, targeting the VWAP. Now, it made a new high. If it decides to keep going up, I'm in trouble. All right? I'm in trouble if it decides to keep going up. I could be in trouble. My chart is messed up on the YM. I've got to fix my chart. Now, really, the stop should be above the new high. It'll blow the account up, but it's the right place for the stop. It is the right place for the stop. It's above the new high. That's a lot of risk. I don't really want to blow the account up right now. Let's see if we can hang for a little bit of a pullback here.
Order filled.
Our MNQ did not work. This market wants to test lows. That's what it looks like to me. I think our YM should work fine.
Order filled.
All right, we got most of our money back on the YM scalp. MNQ,
Order submitted.
taking a short, stop above the candle, looking for the low. I'm looking for the low. Turning off my high of day, low of day signals. Looking for the low. Going to safety. Not quite safety. Now, if we start breaking wicks, I'll start trailing. Start breaking wicks, I'll start trailing. Break the wick, I'll trail. Come on, I'm shrinking my stop, not making it more profitable. I'm trying to stay in this trade. I do think we're going to get a test of the low. Tiny trail, tiny trail, tiny trail. It's not really cooperating. We're in profit, but not
Order filled.
a ton of profit. We have a lot of work to do on this account. A lot of work to do. I still think we're going to
Order
test the
submitted.
lows. I want a piece of it. I want a piece of it.
Order filled. Order filled.
I added 2 contracts, so I have to put those contracts in. So let's see if we can get one more
Saying it's dropped to 1% now.
visit to the downside. How does the RTY continue exploding up? It's exploding up. How is that possible? How is that possible? Now the MNQ is not cooperating. It's not cooperating. I want,
Order filled.
okay, I was trying to give myself a bigger stop. I have a lot of work to do on this eval account. Our funded account made money, left too much money on the table. Too much on the table. YM, we're down 81 bucks. In that account, the scalp got back about 400. Now, I'm stuck in a trade somewhere. Let's figure out where. My MNQ trade seems to be in a trade because it is unrealized profit. So right now I'm just watching it. If price goes down, this is crazy, but I got left in the trade. No, you know what? I'm left in a long trade here. I'm in a long trade, but there's no orders anywhere. There's no orders anywhere. I think I have to close this out because the darn thing is going to go do what I knew it was going to do, test the lows. So I've got to close this out. Let me see. I want to do it in a way. Okay, while it's slightly popping up, I'm waiting. Let me see if I can tell. So if it's moving, I think I have 2 contracts in this trade.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
So no, I can't tell. I have to flatten.
Order filled.
I have to flatten that trade. Apologize. Have to do it that way. MNQ. It's going to test the
Order
low.
submitted.
I want a piece of that.
Order filled.
All right. I want a piece of it. Let's see if I'm right. If we get to trail it, I will. If it breaks the low, so I can go, I don't want to get stopped out. I'm not ready to get stopped out yet. Not until it tests the low. It's down 299 points. So now it looks like I'm caught in a change of direction. All right. Caught in a change of direction on an eval account. I'm going to be saying goodbye to this eval account in about 10 minutes, folks. It's the first eval account I've blown up in quite a while. 3 days. But what really matters, funded, making money over and over. All the funded accounts made money this morning, funded earnings. Do your experimenting, do your scalping if you're not sure in your evals. Keep your fundeds for the best of the best setups. How many times do we have to say it? I'll say it 1,000 times. You notice I'm not crying in a corner. I'm not crying in a corner. What's going to happen if I blew this account up? $19 of cost to get a new one. If I get another Bullinox, maybe we'll get a Lucid. Maybe we'll get a Tradeify. That's what I really would like to do. So we are finally tested that low. Now I'm going to aggressively trail. Aggressively trailing. If it changes direction now, I'll make about
Been there full.
almost 400.
1% out of the open.
Still nowhere near enough. Something's
Order
going
filled.
on. All right, something's going on. We knew it was going to test that low. I'll show you a technique. Let's say you've taken a reverse continue and you want to add more contracts to it. The market's going crazy like this market was doing. So I took a reverse continue. Now, I don't really want to take a trade here, but I'll show you. I'll do it. So I'll turn my reverse continue on, right? I'm not dying to take a short right now. Let's wait for a minute. Let's wait. Let's say I think the market is going to reverse, right? It's going to go back up. My reverse continue is set up for 2 contracts, I believe, right? 2 contracts. I don't want to do it. Let me do it in sim. I don't want to lose money. Honestly, I don't know what direction this market's going. I want to show you how to do something. So I'm going to put my strategies on sim on the MNQ. Just my reverse continue. I want to show you a technique. If you want to increase your contracts safely, not just add contracts to a trade. So let's say you have a reverse continue and I take the trade whatever direction, doesn't matter, right? I'm taking it long.
Order submitted.
I want to add more contracts. I think the market's exploding to the upside. Buy a contract.
Order filled.
Now I'm 4, but my sell is for 3. So I have to change the value to 3 on the sell and the buy, the stop and the target. That way, I now have a safe trade. I added contracts, but when it closes out, it's going to close out properly. Okay? I want to buy an extra contract. I'm long. Right? I think the market's going to reverse. Buy 2 more.
Order filled.
So now I'm 6 long, but my orders are for 4. So highlight the number on the chart trader trading little piece here, whatever you call it. Click the number and up it to 6. Check. Same thing on the sell. Check. And now everything matches. So I've added more contracts for a bigger profit or a bigger loss, more risk, but I did it safely. Everything you do, we want to do safely. The other crazy thing that sometimes I'll do, maybe I just got here.
Order filled.
I just got here and I think the markets they're going crazy to the downside and I have no strategy set up. I'm going short. I'm going long. I'm buying the market. 2 contracts.
Order filled.
No stop, no target. You got to be crazy to do it, but if you do it, put your cursor above and first put your cursor below. Create a stop, sell stop,
Order submitted.
and adjust the number of contracts
Order submitted.
so it matches what you traded, right? So now at least I have a safe stop. Now I do the same thing, create my targets. Up top, right click. I'm long, so I'm going to sell limit,
Order submitted.
change the number
Order
to 2.
submitted.
Now I have targets, I have stops, right? Now I did it wrong. No, I didn't. So if the price goes down, we're long, it's going to hit our stop, 2 contracts. If it goes up, it's going to hit our target, 2 contracts. That's if you're a little bit crazy, you get to a room or you're watching charts and you decide to take an unsafe trade. You can make an unsafe trade safe very quickly, right? Let me show you that one more time
Order
because
filled.
it's something I do all the time. I shouldn't admit it, but I do it. I just got here. The market's going crazy down. Iran just bombed a ship. I'm taking a short, 2 contracts. Boom, boom.
Order filled.
Sell 2. Put a stop above. If it goes up, I'm on the wrong side. Right click above, way above. Buy stop.
Order submitted.
Add a contract because I sold 2.
Order
Check.
submitted.
Now you can relax. Create a target down below, far away from current price. Right? Buy limit.
Order submitted.
I need to change it to 2. Now
Order
I have
submitted.
targets. I've got stops. I've got a safe trade. So if it goes crazy on me, I've got a safe trade. Safety is the key. It's the most important thing. Most important thing is making money on a trade. I don't care what anybody says. It's the most important thing. But you want to be safe. You don't want to put yourself in a position where there's a tweet and it creates a complete change in the market that could blow up a cash account in 1 second. So know how to create safety. Know about trailing, right? Move your stop. If you like the trailing that I do, you can move your stop to safety. The other approach,
Order filled.
the other trading approach, on a reverse continue, right? On a reverse continue, you can have 2 positions. We usually do 1 and multiple contracts, but you have 2 positions. Target 1 is 50, target 2 is 100. And then it's a different form of management. Markets are still going down here, right? So I'm going to take a short.
Order submitted.
But look, I have 2 targets. Let it manage your first target. Let it hit your first target. If it hits your first target, then you can move your stop to safety, or you could have, in the software, automatically moved your stop to safety. That's a different way of trading.
Order
okay.
filled.
See, it hits my target, move my stop to safety, expand, start to trail. I like to trail if it breaks the wick. If it breaks the wick,
Order filled.
it gives you an opportunity to stay in the trade. Okay, let's watch pending homes and then we'll take a break for natural gas. All right, pending homes. I'm turning off all my RTYs. Most important thing is we made money on the RTY funded. That is the
Those numbers
most
slightly lower
important
for the
thing
top of the hour. Forget the US
that took
spending and
place
sales
this morning.
change month over month.
And
Stocks minus 0.5%,
United Health
Nasdaq minus
earnings,
2.8%.
funded trading.
Also get the
All right,
NASB housing market index.
funded trading
Remain unchanged at 35.
is the
Business
most
credit increased
important. That's
slightly,
like trading
forecast
cash.
6.3% on the
That's
previous
how you get
6.5%.
payouts.
And the pending
You
homes
can't
index
get a
with a
payout
buy rate of 76
if you don't
remains
have
unchanged.
funded trading. Funded trading clearly means that you are making money and passing evals. I want to get my sim account. Hold on. I want to get my sim account set to 0. Right click your sim, edit the account, reset. Yes. Okay. So I did damage to one funded account. Sorry, one eval account with my scalping. That sometimes will happen. And maybe we'll trade that on natural gas. We'll see. Let's get our setups set back up. So pending homes, gold, GC0826. Remember what I said? Pending homes is a lousy gold trade. Doesn't work very well. It would be a trap if I were going to take it. So MGC, so I don't blow the account up, 0828. 26, sorry, MGC 0826. For pending homes, let's do a test. It was phenomenal, David. It was a perfect, beautiful, big, beautiful trade. It's a trade you must get up for every quarter. I don't care what time it is. And you know what trade is starting to enter that realm? Taiwan Semiconductor. Taiwan Semiconductor is a trade room we're going to have to take
Abbott are
at
extending
2 in
their
the morning.
gains to 14%, most since
It
2002 following
wins
her earnings report
pretty
season.
much every quarter now. That's a trade you want to take. All right, pending homes. Come on. Let me fix this. I'm too wide. All right, let me get my pending homes here. All right, so pending homes. We need our news. I want to be able to see it. I don't think I'm going to be able to go. Good, perfect. So we've got MGC on pending homes. As I said, it doesn't trade well, but trap trades with gold, you could put a gold trap trade on almost any time of the day, and I bet as many of them, you'll have lots of winners. I'm telling you, you'll have lots of winners. Doesn't it look like the YM is going for another test to the low? But we're not trading the YM on pending homes. Let's set up our trap.
China
959.55
says
is the
that 10
trigger.
different nations, including Russia, are to attend their AI organization.
Stop of 40 micros. One position for each tier, and we're going to do 35 and 65. 35 and 65. Trap MGC. We have a stop of 40. 959.55 is our trigger. I'll trade it in the account that I've damaged this morning to see how it goes. That's the beauty of
Just in
prop.
5 minutes
You can
time now
take
at the
risks,
top of the hour. We do get some US housing
and
data.
your life isn't going to end.
The pending home sales change month over month. Forecast minus
All right, so we have pending
Housing growth
homes.
8%, and the pending homes
The
index has an
YM,
expiry rate of 76.8. We also get
Order
the US pending
submitted.
I
purchasing
think it's going
housing
to
market
test the
index
low.
forecast to remain unchanged at 35. US business inventories month over month forecast 0.3%
The
on par
question is,
0.5%.
where should the stop be? Above the PP, I think is a good stop. Now, I'm going to manage this YM trade a little bit because I don't want a loss. All right, so I'm cutting my loss and I'll leave everything where it is. Little bit of a trail
Order
there. Ah,
filled.
you filthy animal. I can't control myself. I'm sorry. Back to pending homes. We've got a reverse continue we want to put on micro gold. We have our trap. We don't need a breakout. We need a reverse continue. Change the breakout to a reverse continue. Couple of contracts. We'll do a 40 target. We'll do a 50 stop. Label it MGC. Reverse continue. And our gold is in 55. That's the account. All right. 43. Sorry. Our gold should be 43. Gold should be 43. Let's get them in the right account. Gold should be 43. Yep. Let's get them in the right account. So we'll just update them. Highlight, reverse, continue.
Order
The
submitted.
YM is testing that low. I'll try it one more time. Stop above the PP. Let's leave it right about there. Whatever happens, happens. Okay, let's go fix our MGC. Trap on the MGC should be in 43, we said. Reverse continue should be in 43, we said. Apply and OK. So we have golds. Am I losing my mind? No. 43. There we go. So we could turn on our trap first. Turn on our reverse continue. If you want a magnet on, I love magnets on gold. I love magnets. So we'll put a magnet on, a couple of contracts, everything else default except for a 50 stop. 50 stop. Same account, label it MGC magnet. And now we're ready for pending homes on gold. All right. YM, I think we're going to get a test of that low, but look, I'm willing in an eval to take that risk. But I do want to stay in the trade through pending homes. I think pending home sales are going to be lousy. I think they're going to be lousy. They're expecting 0.5, negative 0.5. You also have retail inventories and business inventories. That can mildly affect markets, but it's our trap trade also that we're watching. you can put the magnet on YM to get signals. All right. Let's
10
see
seconds.
if we get our test of the low.
Order submitted.
There's our trap. Gold is frozen. Everything is frozen.
34, 34, lower than
Now,
forecast at 35. Pending home sales
what's
futures month over
interesting
month minus
is
5.4%, minus 5.4%, which is lower than forecast,
what's
minus
interesting is it's
0.5%.
not
The index at
the
72.5,
charts are moving, but the
72.5.
orders are
Business
frozen.
inventories month over month at
So I'm not going to
0.9%,
be
showing
able to
positive trend
do
as expected.
anything about that except load my RTY Pro or reboot my platform. It's eval accounts. So right now, the orders were probably placed on our trader. And right now, I'm short micro gold. I'm going to assume my first order was placed. I'm going to assume the orders were placed. So my YM trade is not working. So if it breaks the PP, that's going to stop me out. All right. I was looking for that test of the low. It's not working. So it's going to stop me out.
Order
All
filled.
right. So stopped on that test of the low. Pending homes were terrible. 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 This gold trade, I'm going to just reboot my platform. Let's see where we are.
We've posted the pending home sales and NAHB housing
Let's
market
see where it
reports
comes
in red
back.
for those
I
interested.
don't feel like screwing around with our trader. So let's see where we are, if I can tell.
Any business inventories May reports also out on the feed for those interested.
So remember, what's the worst that happened if I blew up an account? $19 to get a new account if we add another Bullinox eval. If my scalping's been lousy, which it hasn't been great today, then that's what would happen. 19 bucks. I don't need a new account every day. More often than not, we're passing. More often than not, we're passing. Now, look, I can't even log in right now to Bullinox. So let's try to log in via our trader and see if we can tell. I shouldn't be stopped out. I don't think I'm stopped out of our trade, but we don't know where those orders were placed, if they were placed at all, because they were frozen. Now, I'm not even able to log in. Okay, wait. Our trader is logging in. I think the fact that it's going down is good. Let me see if I can tell. So I've got, I'm trying to tell if I have anything open on our trader. But I can't log in, cannot log in at the moment. So at the moment, I'm not seeing any active trades on my R trader. All right, at the moment. But let me check in a few different areas. There's an order history page where you can select an account. and see what your order history is and okay it. All right. No working orders at the moment. No working orders in our trader at the moment. And you can also look at a positions page. I'm showing everything closed. Everything closed. Okay. I'm not showing any open trades. So I'm wondering if my gold trade didn't even trigger. It may not have triggered. But I can't get connected at the moment. Let's try rebooting Ninja once more. And let's remove, I still want to trade natural gas. I think we'll probably be able to get back in before natural gas, right? That's our goal. Let's wait 10 seconds. We'll get our news on natural gas. All right. News on natural gas. All right. So, and now I'm going to reboot my Ninja Trader and see if we can get back into Bullinox. I mean, this happens occasionally, but folks, this is the reality, the truth of what sometimes happens when you trade prop. Sometimes the data feeds go haywire. The risk is on you if it happens because they will say you've got to load your R trader and manage it from there. If you can boot into R trader, then the problem is not theirs. If you can boot into R trader, the problem is on the Ninja side. The problem there, though, is when you then send an email to Ninja, they will blame our software. And then nobody will ever take responsibility for bad data. The only time they will make you whole and they will give you money back or restore your account. The only time you can get a problem data feed rectified with a restored account is if our trader is not tradable due to data failure. But otherwise, they will blame Ninja. Ninja will blame your software. You'll go back and it'll just go around and around and around. It'll never get resolved. You'll never win the battle. And that's just the way it goes. It's important to understand the truth that it can happen. So look, once again, if you're in a funded account and this happens, then you've got to make sure that you know how to go into our trader and close out a trade so that if you can't close it out in Ninja, you don't blow up your funded account. But it could happen, and it would just be, that's a little bit of bad luck. I'm sorry, but you're out of luck. It's not that common that this happens so much, right? It's not that common. Every now and then you get crazy data feeds. Like right now, I can't log in. This is abnormal. I can't log in to Bullinox. Now, normally, I would reset my whole router. I would leave the room, reset my router. Hang on one second. Hey, Ray, you got to open the door for her. It's closed. You got to come here. Open up the door, the dog door. All right. She's trying to get out. All right, Calvin, you can't get into Bullinox either? Right. I can get in on our trader, but I can't get in on Ninja. I don't think there's any point in rebooting or doing anything crazy because if Calvin can't get in, it's not my computer. It is the way it is. Okay. It's just the way it is. We can't get in. So we just have to wait. I wanted to trade natural gas. So right now we'll sim natural gas. Take a minute. Gonna take a minute. I'm gonna try one more time. See if you go to your connections, my Bullinox will not connect. Now that doesn't mean it's Bullinox. This is a Ninja issue, I believe. I don't believe it's a Bullinox issue. I think it's a Ninja issue. Or there's just something happens in the connection between the two. Our Trader Pro, the data doesn't connect. Usually it gets fixed in a minute or two. For it to go 5-10 minutes is very, very rare. Very, very rare. Calvin, I thought you passed a payout. I thought you had a payout. So Apex won't connect either. So that tells us that this is a rhythmic issue. Okay? It's a rhythmic issue. If Apex won't connect, Bullinox won't connect, it's a data feed issue with rhythmic. It's too many people trying to trade. That's what I believe. Overloading of the servers, I think, is what causes these issues. Let's set up our natural gas because we'll sim it if we can't trade it in our prop. And like I said, when this is all done, you still, the worst that happens, and this is a bad worse, is if it blows up a great funded account. Like let's say I was trading a great funded account on that gold trap trade and everything froze. At least I'd be able to go into our trader and I could close my orders. But that's the worst possible. Then your next worst is it blows up your eval because you forgot to close it or you were real slow trying to close it. So you've got to at least know how to close a trade in our trader. That's very important. So if you're using Rhythmic and our trader, that's part of your job is to just learn that platform enough to close trades. Let's go to natural gas. The thing is, these companies are always having sales. So to replace an eval is usually no more than 19 or 20 bucks. But replacing a funded account, it's not just money, it's time, right? That's the big deal. You might have spent 2 weeks building up your funded account to get money out of it. So you want to make sure that you can cancel orders. All right, natural gas. If you know the prefix, type the prefix on the chart, NG, and then look down, scroll down, look for the future. Natural gas, Henry Hub futures. NG future, Henry Hub natural gas, double click it. That puts the correct natural gas future on the chart. All right, looking at natural gas on a 15-minute chart. Natural gas is bullish today, quite bullish. All right, we're going to put a reverse continue on the natural gas chart. It's $10 a tick, one contract, a 30 tick stop. We'll do a 30 tick target. Actually, I'm going to put 2 contracts, reverse continue natural gas. Did I get hooked up now? Am I logged in? No. I thought no. I turned it off. All right, so right now we're on sim with natural gas. Label it NG reverse continue. All right, NG reverse continue. You can put a magnet on natural gas. Leave the high of day, low of day. Leave the magnet trade enabled off. Choose the number of contracts, position contracts you want to trade, just one. 30 on my stop. I'm looking for signals more than anything. Label it NG magnet. And right now we're on sim. All right. Right now we're on sim. Apply it. And we'll put our natural gas breakout. So we have a natural gas breakout. We'll get it from the DMM. You can connect Apex. I thought you said you can't. So it's a Bullinox issue, possibly? So natural gas, we have a breakout. We're going to trigger 1029.58. The bracket is 15. Target 1, position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 10 ticks, target 2 is 20 ticks. Our stop is 20. If it hits the first target, target 1 stop move goes to BE. Goes to BE. Label it NG breakout. NGBRK. And right now we're on sim. Apply it. Let's put our time on 0. We'll check our bracket. We're on sim. Put our chart on sim. When we trigger our bracket, you have to be under strategy tab. There's our bracket. Once price moves, it'll generate the bracket if we put our time of the trade on 0, which I don't think I did. Okay, I did. 002958. Turn the breakout back on.
Order submitted.
There we go. There's our brackets. Very manageable width. We're not all scrunched up. We're not all the way wide like a crazy person. Turn
Order
off your
canceled.
trade. Highlight the breakout, and we're going to put it back 1029.58. So we've got our breakout trade ready to go. And we can also watch natural gas on a second chart. Let's say your breakout lasts for a while. So I'll put a reverse continue on a second chart. NG0826. Put another reverse continue on a second chart. Because what if the breakout lasts for 3 minutes? The management. So we'll put our breakout. Reverse, I'd put a reverse continue is what I mean. A secondary trade. And we'll do a target of 30, a stop of 30. Target of 30, stop of 30. Label it differently than our other breakout. Okay, we'll just call it a breakout. And then right now we're on sim. Okay. No, I apologize. It's not a breakout. I keep saying the same thing wrong. It's a reverse continue. So we'll call it REV, REV, REV. So we'll turn on our natural gas breakout in a minute. Let's see what's going on if we can log in. Looks like we still can't get logged in to the data, so we'll have to trade in Sim. I would have traded this possibly in a funded account because natural gas has been behaving very, very well. Decent to good. Let's look at the DMM
Into
on
the
natural
chart at
gas.
the bottom of the hour, we see the release of the EIA weekly natural gas storage change, forecast for a build of 39 BCF from the prior 61 BCF.
And you've got 4 out of 6 winners, no full stops. That's very, very good behavior. That's very good behavior. So I would trade natural gas funded. We've been trading it funded. That's good behavior. They're not giant moves. Learn to read the DMM carefully. If it says small spike, right? You've got a 15 bracket. So there was only room for maybe 5, 7 ticks of profit unless it kept going up after the news. We want more spikes than 22 ticks. We really want 35, 40, 50 tick spikes. We want the bigger spikes, okay? And that's because you want profit above and beyond the bracket. So we just can't get connected to our data feed. So we'll trade in Sim at the moment. We've got our reverse continues. Let's put our breakout on first. Magnet second. Reverse continue. Let's put a magnet on the other chart also. We don't need it on both. We've got a reverse on both. So still can't get connected to the data. That's a very long time to not be able to get connected. That's rare. That is very, very rare. So pending home sales slump in June. Home builder sentiment falls in July. Home builder sentiment falls in July amid affordability challenges. No surprise there. People cannot afford to buy a home. It's really complicatedly difficult. It's not a word. It's incredibly expensive to buy a house. Most average people are being priced out of the markets. All right, folks. So natural gas, let me show you a recent natural gas trade. So the most recent, I might have last week's. Here's 2 weeks ago. Natural gas, 10:30 event. Same setup pretty much every week for us. Same setup. All right, I have to wait for the video to get to the right spot. It's not 7 minutes. Here we go. So this was natural gas 2 weeks ago. June 25th. This is the clock right there. Big burst down, hit target one for 10 ticks, pulled back, hit the stop. That was at break even. That's what happened. All right. 2 weeks, last
5 minutes
week,
timeout at the bottom of the hour. We see the release of the weekly
last week,
EIA natural gas storage report.
here's what
Forecast for a build of
happened.
39 BCF on the prior build of 61 BCF.
That's why you need more than 22 to 25 ticks. You won't get more than target one at the most. Almost looks this that was the same. Let's get to the right date. July 9th. There's the orders. Now it just filled the bracket. Then what's nice about natural gas is it often follows the results. It's different than oil. Remember, we talk about how oil doesn't always follow the technicals on the report. Meaning, if there's a big shortage of oil, the price doesn't always go up. If there's a big shortage of gas, usually you can count on the price to go up. Natural gas follows the results of the report better than oil does. So in this instance, you got to fill. You didn't get stopped out. You were in the trade. You can often look at the results to get an idea if you're going to survive the trade. It's not a guarantee, but you'll get a good idea based on the news result. All right? That's very important to know about natural gas. This particular report that week chopped around quite a bit, did not stop out. It gave you the opportunity to get out with a small profit. Below entry was a small profit. So that was okay. You got out. Management got you out. So now our breakout is going to take place over here. We're in sim. We still can't get connected. All right. We have 2 minutes. We have a breakout that's going to take place over here. They're expecting 45 billion cubic feet of storage. I don't have enough money in my account, Calvin, or I would. I've only got enough money for data, paying for data in that account right now. We got 1 minute. Natural
1 minute
gas
remaining
is
at
at
the
the
EIA
high.
natural gas storage change.
Let me put my chart on the right chart also. I was not on the right chart. I was on a 15-minute chart. I knew it was moving rather slow. Natural gas has been quite bullish. Since 10 o'clock, right? It's been bursting up, bursting up. I wouldn't say bursting, moving up heavily, heavily with a nice, very nice momentum. You can trade on any time frame
20
chart.
seconds.
Doesn't matter. Here come our orders. Looks pretty volatile this morning, more than usual.
A build of 41 BCF, a build of 41
I'm not
BCF.
seeing, I don't know what
The
the
build of
heck I did
39
wrong.
BCF.
Now you had a big build. Nope, you know what? This is going in the wrong direction. Wrong direction. So did I put my time on wrong or what? No one corrected me. I don't think I did. I think something just got screwed up. Let's see what happened.
We've posted the weekly EIA natural gas storage reports on the feed for those interested.
Not sure what went wrong here. There's something wrong with my, when I rebooted, I didn't check my strategy properly. Looks like it would have been a good short. Looks like it would have been a good short. No, I had a breakout, but I'm not able to turn it on. So something went wrong where it just didn't turn on. It happens. It just happened. It just happened. Watching the price. Now, here's what's interesting. Natural gas, there was less of a build. So why did it really push down? We just got connected to Bullinox. Less of a build. Why did it go down? Less of a build. Let me think about this. More of a build should have pushed price down. Less of a build is less gas around. Should have gone up. Am I thinking straight? A drawdown, price should have gone up. We have a drawdown in the form of a build, but it's still a drawdown, less gas than expected. Less is more in this particular case. Less is more. All right. Crazy morning, everybody. Crazy morning. Quick recap. Excellent money on funded accounts, cash accounts, United Health. Market opens. MNQ pre-open was a winner. RTY funded was a winner. MNQ 930 open was a winner. YM was a stop. Scalping. YM was stopped. Scalping is what got me today. Losses scalping, but our setups, most of the setups were very solid this morning. Scalping is taking risk. I took my scalping risk this morning in my eval accounts. If I do not know for sure what I think the direction is on a market, I will not scalp in a funded account. Treat your funded accounts like cash. And then natural gas, I think with all the reboots and everything was just screwed up. It didn't trigger for whatever reason. Let's check our calendar. Everybody's invited to a webinar this afternoon on earnings. So let me just put that link in the room one more time. 2:15. I have an earnings webinar. So if you need a refresh, come to the webinar. I'm going to go over all the tools we use and then some quick signal education also. So I'll see everybody at 2:15, Traders Corner. Any questions, ask me now, or I'll see you all later. All right? Any questions? All right. I'll see everybody later. 2:15. Hey, oh, I forgot. We have Netflix. Don't forget. We'll be back 3:30. End of the day and Netflix. All right? So I'll see everybody at 3:30. All right, folks. See you later. Putting a breakout trade on. Let's see if it triggers. Putting a new breakout. We'll do it. 10, 36, 30. Bracket of 30. One contract. A stop of 50. On sim. Call it break break. 1036, 30 we said. Apply it. Okay it. Turn it on. My last breakout at 1029.58 did not trigger. And I didn't do anything that would have caused it not to trigger.
Order submitted.
Now this triggered fine.
Order
So
canceled.
so why did my NG breakout 1029.58 not trigger? Why did this trade not trigger? 1029.58. That's the question, James. I don't know. I'll send you the output.
Yemen's futures leader says all Saudi oil and vital facilities would be targets for the group's missiles if Riyadh gets involved in comprehensive aggression against Yemen and escalates.
What's up, Spark? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Sparky? What's up, Spark? What are you doing?
Hey, let me get the dog put away. 1 second. Oh, shit. Buck, come in. She's friendly, really. So the TV, I was gonna put it. You make sure you close the esta puerta la tenemos la pusimos ese día. Tengo las cadenas atrás. Porfa, no? Sí. We will be right back in a few minutes, okay? And I won't be back. You can apologize for the technical problem. Come on. Come on. Come on. Spark. Spark. Okay.
Oil raises gains, Brent trading below $85 a barrel.
All right, that hit both our targets instantly. Watching my RTY. RTY trying to get a burst to the high, trying to get some momentum, expanding the target, expanding the trail, expanding the target big time, trailing, paying attention to the RTY because it matters more than any other trade. That's a funded trade. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful.
Iran's Mayor News says US projectile
Trailing,
Keshem Island.
trailing, paying attention to the RTY because it matters more than any other trade. That's a funded trade. Beautiful.
So we're seeing the US Treasury to sell $92 billion in 3-month bills on July 20th, settling on July 23rd. Also to sell $79 billion in 6-month bills on July 20th, settling on July 23rd. They're also to sell $13 billion in reopened 20-year bonds July 22nd, settling on July 24th. And 10-year tips, they're selling $21 billion. They're settling on July 31st.